Okay, so the next thing we're going to be doing is looking at the algebraic method of the break-even analysis. Now, as a quick refresher, the break-even analysis is the point at which they will make profit. You will need to know this point because after the break-even point, they will make profit. However, before that point, they will make a loss. So it's a very, very important point for any business to know. So in order to find the algebraic method, you will need to know the total revenue equation, the total cost equation, and the break-even point is when you are making zero profit, or when your total revenue, in fact, equals your total cost. Once we do this, we will find the break-even point in units. So first we set them equal, and that will give us the units. Now we plug it back into the equation in order to find the answer in dirhams. So we're going to practice this and see how you do. An enterprise makes shoes. The variable costs to make each pair of shoes are 90 dirhams. So that's my variable costs. This is the slope of the total cost equation. Fixed costs for the period are 3,900. Great. The selling price is 150 per pair. Okay, so now we're in the total revenue. So selling price. And the capacity for the period is 100 pairs of shoes. Okay, so capacity is an idea of the quantity, but it's not the maximum. Using the algebraic method, find the break-even point in units and in dirhams. So we're going to start by writing the equations. I'm going to start with total revenue because total revenue is pretty easy. Total revenue is my selling price, or 150, multiplied by my quantity. All right, next, total cost. The total cost is my variable costs, 90, multiplied by my quantity, and added to the fixed costs. The fixed cost here is 3,900. In order to solve this problem, you're going to need to set these two equal to each other. So 150 Q equals 90Q plus 3,900. Now we're going to start by moving the variables all to one side. So I'm going to start by moving the 90 over. Now when it moves over, it becomes negative. So we have 150 minus 90. So let's get out our calculator. 150 minus 90 gives us 60Q, and that equals 3,900. So now in order to solve, I need to divide by whatever the variable is being multiplied to. So we're going to divide by 60. And I get that the quantity at which I break even, 3,900 divided by 60, is 65 units. Okay, so that's my break-even point in units. But now I need to find it in dirhams. So I'm going to substitute it back into the total revenue equation. So total revenue equals 150 multiplied by 65. Okay, so I'm going to take my calculator and say 150 times 65. And I get, that's 9,750 dirhams. So the total revenue is 9,750 dirhams. So if I were to write it as a point on a chart, it would be the point 65, 9,750. So here's the break-even point as a chart, the break-even point in dirhams, and the break-even point in quantity. And the capacity is 100 pair of shoes, so we break even before we hit capacity.